Tonight, Big Brother is watching, a boost for security cameras in Port Augusta. And Port Lincoln kicks off the first Salt Festival ahead of a jam-packed weekend.
This is Southern Cross News with Tim Hatfield.
Good evening, but first tonight, Oz Minerals has announced it's selected land near Port Augusta as its preferred site for a copper concentrate treatment plant. It leaves Arium's Whyalla operations in the lurch after an agreement was made between the two companies last year to investigate building it in Whyalla. John Hunt has more details for us.
In May last year, Oz Minerals and Arium signed a non-binding deal to investigate building a copper treatment plant in Whyalla as part of the Carrapateena mine project. At the time, Oz Minerals Managing Director and the State Treasurer were talking up the city's potential.
Whyalla is the closest port to Carrapateena. It's a deep water port. It would certainly be a fantastic location to build this facility.
And that corporate citizenship is now expanding into assisting our communities in their time of need.
12 months on, and it looks like Whyalla could miss out on the project. Oz Minerals has revealed today it's selected land near Port Augusta as its preferred site for the treatment plant. 100 jobs would be needed during construction, along with 100 operational positions. It's a blow for Arium, who had been looking to open up some of its facilities for third-party use. An Oz Minerals spokesperson told Southern Cross News that while Port Augusta has been selected, nothing is formally set in stone. The spokesperson says the process is still ongoing and they want options across the Spencer Gulf. The company also stressed that the whole Spencer Gulf will get a share in the Carrapateena project, with contractors bidding for work expected to show how the three cities would benefit if they won supply contracts. Community meetings will be held soon to update the three communities on the project. Oz also announced today it's begun the tendering process, along with negotiations with Indigenous communities to construct a native title mining agreement. Arium Mining and Cordamenta both declined to comment on the story. So while it remains to be seen where this project will head, Port Augusta is now in the box seat to play host to a job-creating project.
John Hunt reporting there. New CCTV cameras are said to be installed around Port Augusta in a bid to reduce high rates of crime. The council yesterday received a grant for the project and says it's a significant investment to boost community safety and reduce antisocial behaviour.
They might be small, but CCTV cameras are modern crime deterrents. After a 2-year wait, the Port Augusta Council received nearly $200,000 to install new cameras.
It's been disappointing over the summer period this year where there has been an increase in antisocial behaviour, and the CCTV cameras will obviously assist in monitoring those hotspots in Port Augusta.
As part of the federal government's Safer Communities Fund, the money will provide updated cameras around the CBD, around the foreshore, the skate park and the airport.
But it will certainly increase the opportunity to monitor those hotspots and also record footage for future prosecution.
The council hopes the new security system will make Port Augusta safer, reducing vandalism, graffiti and antisocial behaviour. Grey MP Rowan Ramsey says he's confident the new cameras will be successful in deterring crime.
From the point of view of the cameras, well, they seem to make a significant difference where we've got them, so I think this will be a good outcome.
Alongside the cameras, funds will be used to purchase security software to provide authorities with 24/7 monitoring.
Particularly in those public areas, you want to feel safe, and you want your children to feel safe there. And of course, the more eyes we've got open, the more likely it is they will be safe.
The new cameras are expected to be installed by the end of the year. Amelia Simpson, Southern Cross News.
In the aftermath of the racist remarks held at two of their Indigenous players, Broken Hill's Central Footy Club says it wants to push forward. 2 weeks ago, a few spectators were heard yelling abuse towards the Magpies players, as well as homophobic slurs at an umpire, which saw the league reinforce its vilification policy. The club says it's committed to stamping out key issues plaguing local footy clubs and hopes other sporting codes will join them. Liberty House's bid for Arium's Australian operations has stepped up a notch, with the company appointing a former Near Star executive to lead the campaign. Michael Morley has been appointed Development Director for GFC Alliance, Liberty's bidding vehicle. The Financial Review reports that Mr Morley was a Senior Vice President for metal processing at Nearstar across Europe, Australia and the US. Nearstar owns the Port Pirie smelter, which is currently going through a $500 million upgrade. He's familiar with Arium, previously negotiating a merger between One Steel and Smorgon Steel a decade ago when he was a senior corporate lawyer. Recently, Liberty House's managing director made a secret visit to Whyalla to assess the steelworks operation. A generous donation from the Broken Hill Contribution Fund has seen the local hospital receive some new equipment. The new machines and items will be used across the whole health service.
This is a case of a little going a long way.
Some of the equipment is 10-year-old that we replaced, and some is 20-year-old. Now, in medical terms, that's ancient.
In the Contribution Fund's biannual donation to the health service, $40,000 was given for the purchase of some brand new equipment. Mr Sinclair says they were happy to assist.
We got their wish list, and we looked at the age of those items and thought, well, they are the first things we should replace.
The new equipment is currently with the Health District's Biomedical Services team. These technicians are the important middlemen who prepare the equipment for use on the wards, not just in Broken Hill, but for the whole Far West Health District.
All new equipment is delivered to Biomed. We assemble it, do the pre-configuration, some pre-delivery checks, then the equipment is put into service.
The new items include different types of syringe drivers and 6 of these.
Welsh-Allen vital signs monitors, so these will be used on the wards. When the staff come around and take the patient obs, they'll use these for blood pressure, temperature and SpO2 monitoring.
The equipment will benefit the health service and ultimately the local community. The Contribution Fund was established over 50 years ago and was first used to cover medical costs for locals receiving treatment in Adelaide. Patrick Roenke, Southern Cross News.
Well, stay with us. Still to come in tonight's local news, Port Lincoln kicks off the first Salt Festival ahead of a jam-packed weekend. The details ahead. Welcome back. Police were forced to chase a Port Pirie man on foot last night after he fled from his vehicle in the CBD. Patrols intercepted the man around 1 a.m. on Alexander Street, but he quickly ran into a nearby park. Upon arresting him, police say he returned a blood alcohol reading nearly 4 times the legal limit. He'll face court for drink driving and hindering police. Well, the Salt Festival launched today in Port Lincoln, with the final preparations taking place before the first exhibition tonight. The festival will run for the next 10 days and over 100 events will be spread right across the southern peninsula.
It's time to get salty.
Salt Festival's here all the way through to April 30, launching at 5:30 tonight at Salt Shaker.
After months of preparation, Salt Festival has arrived on the EP, with over 100 events spread across the next 10 days, starting tonight with an exhibition from internationally acclaimed actor and artist Jeff Bridges.
A lot of the events are free, so it's an opportunity for people to immerse themselves in art, innovation and creativity.
Salt Festival will showcase some of the EP's finest artwork and exhibitions. There's also comedy acts, visual arts, jazz and just about something for everyone.
The main thing is for people to check out the program. We've got printed programs hitting the streets and also on the website if you want to download the PDF version. So get familiar with it, get out there and get salty.
Organisers hope locals take the opportunity to explore art displays across the region and hope this will be the first festival of many.
This is the first Salt Festival and we're looking at it being an annual event. This is about regional economic development, but it's about showcasing Eyre Peninsula to the world and bringing the world to Eyre Peninsula.
Jason Kemp, Southern Cross News.
The SA Tourism Industry Council's CEO visited Whyalla today to meet hoteliers about tourism opportunities for the city. He met with the Tourism Focus Group, which was formed last year to push to help to promote Whyalla, and says the city is underselling itself as a destination. The council is making the industry a priority as it seeks to diversify the city's stagnant economy.
It's a fantastic place. You know, from the activities at the sea with the amazing cuttlefish and the marina and the dolphin interactions and the great fishing, through to what's in in the broader environment.
Well, several weeks ago, state ministers paid a visit to the York Mid-North region as part of country cabinet. Following that visit, $50,000 is on offer to the community as part of the Fund My Idea initiative.
First, the ministers rolled in. Then, upon departing, they left behind $50,000 for the community.
That's for the community themselves to identify some projects that they consider to be very, very worthwhile for their communities.
The funds follow every country cabinet visit, which was an initiative instigated by Mr Brock. And although it might not be a large amount of money, the minister is encouraging all community groups to apply.
These could be also utilised through other funding from the community. It might be in conjunction with a service club. Could be something that the council might want to put some money into once the application has been approved.
Past recipients have received funding for an array of causes. The RSPCA in Whyalla was one of those, and they received new kennels for their animals.
I've seen the organisations go out there, put it in, and they go out and do a lot of lobbying for their community, and they get the people to vote for it, and that's the whole idea of this.
The country cabinet visit covered a large area this time, so people from Port Wakefield all the way across to Clare, over to Port Pirie and down the York Peninsula are able to apply for the funding.
It could be two winners, and they could share the $50,000. It may be three.
Applications for the grants will close on May 1st, and then it will be up to the public to vote. Keziah Sullivan, Southern Cross News.
The first Tesla recharging system for electric vehicles has been installed in Port Lincoln. It costs just a couple of dollars to fill up with power, and the Clean Energy Automotive Company has begun making a push right across South Australia to have charging ports ready for future electric cars.
Tesla has arrived in Port Lincoln.
Tesla contacted us a few months ago, and we're basically looking for destination charging sites across the state. I think they've got a bit of a push to try and get Tesla sales across into South Australia. They're focused on the eastern seaboard previously, so we're one of the first sites on the Eyre Peninsula. We're the first one in Port Lincoln.
The Californian company is now connecting throughout Australia, making a strong presence felt with their second charging station here on the Eyre Peninsula.
In setting up the brewery, we're really keen about sustainability, so cars that use renewable energy is something that we're really keen to support, and really glad that Tesla's making a push into South Australia.
The company is using local electricians to install their ports, a process that's almost as simple as turning a light bulb.
Quite easy to install, really. They've made them easy for us to suit whatever voltage and current we want to hook them up to.
Tesla predicts to have thousands of electric cars on South Australian roads in coming years. This port allowing drivers to access Port Lincoln.
We're looking forward to the first Tesla rolling in, and I'm not sure when that'll happen, but yeah, I'm sure there'll be a day where these sort of cars are just what are normally on the road, and we'll look back at a certain time and think about fossil fuel powered cars as Stone Age technology.
A charge will only cost the driver a couple of bucks and 2 hours of the car's time. The brewery happy to accommodate both.
You can't have the car fueled up and the driver left thirsty, so yeah, we're definitely keen to top the driver up as well.
Jason Kemp, Southern Cross News.
Well, stay with us when we return after the break. A different kind of footy getting ready for a cross-Tasman clash in Whyalla. The details ahead. Welcome back. The Spencer Golf Rugby League will host an Anzac All-Star match in Whyalla this weekend involving players from across the competition. Both men and women will put their friendships with teammates aside to try and do their country proud.
Their teammates at training, but players from the Whyalla Steelers Rugby League Club will be enemies for 60 minutes this Saturday afternoon. Central Whyalla Oval will play host to an Australia-New Zealand match as part of their tribute to the Anzacs.
It's one that's definitely even the highest of professionals look forward to. It's something that really showcases not only the Australian spirit but that of the New Zealand and the connection that we do have to, between each other.
The clash between the two nations is a tradition at the highest level, with the NRL conducting an Anzac test since 1997. And there will also be a ladies' match, with the league keen to recruit more women to the sport.
You get down there at 2:10 on Saturday down at Central Whyalla, and you'll see the girls going at it harder than the men. It's a game that the whole family can really get behind.
It's an all-star match in more ways than one, with a number of players across the league set to trial for the state squad. Aaron says the public will see on Saturday how strong the local league is.
And it just seems to be going from strength to strength as the weeks go on. I believe about 25 blokes going down from the Spencer Gulf region from our league, which is really good to see.
The women's match kicks off at 2:10, the men's at 3:20. John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
The 2017 Broken Hill soccer season kicks off in the coming weeks and things are looking fairly good. A strong senior competition looks likely, but there are a few concerns about junior numbers.
Last year's A-grade season was a tight contest and the year was capped off with a cracking grand final. In 2017 it looks like it's going to stay the same.
On the back of last year where we had our closest tournament in decades with all clubs vying for a final spot up until round 15. This year looks to be another cracker.
David says this season will be one to behold, and there's a strong number of players returning across all senior grades. In the juniors, however, while there is still a healthy number across all 4 clubs, some teams are struggling. After 2 trial games, the turnout has been good, but the association is encouraging more kids to come down and have a kick.
There's been some really good take-up, especially around the under 6, 7s and a few of the other teams. But there's been the call out at the moment. We need more players in our under 8s. It's a fantastic opportunity for parents to bring their kids down. It's a non-contact sport. It's a great way to develop motor skills and coordination. So we're looking for more youngsters coming in for our mini roos.
The West under 14s and Celtic under 12s are also struggling to field teams as the season fast approaches. Mr Deacon says the association is looking to boost its numbers after a drop over the past 2 years.
So we're encouraging everyone that wants to be and wants to come down to either get onto the Broken Hill Soccer Association or the Broken Hill Soccer 2017 Facebook site, or to contact your local clubs and join up and come down and play. It's a great game.
The third round of trial games is on next weekend. Patrick Roinke, Southern Cross News.
And the footy continues in Broken Hill this weekend as we wait for the SA Leagues to start up. Here's this week's Silver City footy tips.
Round 3 of Broken Hill football this week sees North take on South. At the Jubilee Oval, both teams at full strength will certainly be looking to knock each other off. Although North, with a never-say-die attitude and winning the premiership last year, will be looking to beat South. South, on the other hand, under Craig Thomas, will be looking for a win as well, but I think it'll be North. It'll be the game of the round by the littlest margin. It'll be about 14 points. Second game, West playing Centrals. Centrals looking for a win for the season, same as West. They'll be hungry as well, but I think it'll be the Westies by 20 to 25 points in that game.
And of course we'll check the results on Monday. We'll stay with us after the break, a look at the weekend weather. Welcome back. Turning to the weather now, and first tonight's weather photos snapped by Ashley Ellis on a bit of a grey day in Port Lincoln. If you have a weather photo to share, you can email it through to us. A cloudy 23 in Port Augusta and Whyalla today, showers and 24 for Port Pirie, 21 in Port Lincoln and Broken Hill, 22 the top today. On the national satellite image, a high pushing in from the Bight is set to deliver some brief respite from the showers for a few centres. Out on the Gulf waters tomorrow, the winds to 10 knots in the southeasterly, seas below a metre and to the southwest. Sunrise is around 5:45. So a mixed bag tomorrow, showers and 25 in Port Augusta, 23 in Port Lincoln, Whyalla also 23 but fine, and 26 in Port Pirie, Broken Hill fine on 24. And then into Sunday, showers in Port Lincoln, 24 degrees the top. Cleve also wet on 23 with 25 for Woodner. Whyalla with showers and 24 both Sunday and on Monday, 26 both days and similar conditions for Port Augusta. Kadina with a fine 25 on Sunday before the showers return. Port Pirie showers and 26 on Sunday, 27 for Monday. Clare fine and 22 to wrap up the weekend, and then showers and 23. And a fine 24 on Sunday in Broken Hill, ahead of wet conditions again into next week. Showers are unfortunately forecast on Anzac Day for most parts, but I guess we'll see how that pans out next next week. Well, that is the local news for this Friday evening and for the week. Don't forget you can stay up to date with us on Facebook and on Twitter. You can also catch past programs on our YouTube page, and you can get in touch with us via email as well. We'll see you back here on Monday night from 6:30. I'm Tim Hadfield from the Southern Cross News team. Enjoy your evening. Have a great weekend. Good night.